brand new season for the Autosport International BTRDA Clubmen's Rallycross Championship kicks off in sunny Lincolnshire here at Blyton Park Race Circuit. A fine entry of around 50 cars across 7 different categories has gathered to open the new season. Plenty of new drivers and new cars, plus some welcome returnees are here and ready to do battle. Jason Bleasdale, the reigning overall champion, is not among them for this round. He's currently preparing a new car to get his season underway at subsequent rounds coming up over the course of a very busy year for this burgeoning championship. The rest of the drivers are ready to go racing here in the sunshine of Lincolnshire at this tight and tricky circuit, a mixture of tarmac and loose surfaces, of course, here at Blyton Park, as in all rallycross events. Let's take a look at a lap of the circuit. We're on board with Todd Crooks in his BMW Mini Cooper into the long first corner on the tarmac layout on this former airfield. Then it's a slightly tighter left-hander which takes us through onto the loose, following the former champion Dale Ford in his new Vauxhall Corsa. And it's up over this fairly sandy section. Sunny weather today, but it is still fairly muddy out there, into the fairly tight right-handed hairpin. A little bit of rubbing there with Michelle Swallow. Good to see her back out in the Porsche Boxster. And round this double left-hander, which takes us into Blyton's famous jump into the back straight. Maybe see some of the more powerful cars catching a bit of air through there later on. It's through the chicane, through the straw bales and the cones, back onto the tarmac and down towards the end of the lap. Fairly difficult double left-hander takes the cars back towards the paddock, and then a final right-hander takes them up towards the finish line. Todd Crooks chauffeuring us round in his super modified BMW Mini Cooper. That is a lap of the Blyton Park Rallycross circuit. First of the A finals underway then, the Cooper Tyres Junior category. 5 Suzuki Swifts out there, including reigning champion Owen Robbins, but sadly it will prove a short race for the number 927 car. A steering failure putting him out and bringing out the red flags. The race restarting with just 4 cars in the field. The new favourite would be earlier heat winner Will Ovenden, the young man from Kent in the red Suzuki Swift. Owen Robbins having won the other 2 heats. Ovenden making a decent start to this 6-lap race, chased by newcomer Tyler McAlpine and Corey Paget in the car with the Union flag design on the side. Paget up into second place, McAlpine in third, and another newcomer, Holly Woolley, completing the quartet of remaining runners. Great shame for Owen Robbins, not the start to his title defence that he wanted. See, it's still fairly muddy on the loose section here at Blyton Park, and the leader coming under fire. Will Ovenden comes from a rallycrossing family, chased hard by Corey Paget in the number 326 car as they go up over the jump into the back straights. Chicane in the middle of it through the bales and the cones there. Corey Paget's giving a good chase here in his 3rd season of junior rallycross now. The 2 newcomers further back, Tyler McAlpine and Holly Woolley, as Paget has a look towards the inside. They come up to the double left-hander and he goes through. Good move by Corey Paget to take the lead. Still looking, if memory serves me correctly, for his first a final victory in the Autosport International BTRDA Clubmen's Rallycross Championship, the junior category. As young as 13 racing in this series. Holly Woolley, the newcomer, the youngest, almost side by side as they head down the straight there into the left-hander at turn 1. They're side by side, Ovenden on the outside, Paget on the inside. A good race between these two. They're still side by side as they head through the tighter left there up towards the loose section. Tyler McAlpine looking on, thinking if these 2 tangle, I could pick up a win on my debut here. Paget holds the inside line, struggling to get the car stopped for the hairpin. These identical front-wheel drive Suzuki Swifts, 1300cc engines. Will Ovenden, the latest member of his rallycrossing family. We've seen Tristan Ovenden win many titles and race victories in the past in his awesomely powerful Renault Clio in recent years. Maybe we'll see Will racing that car someday. Through the chicane, down the back straight, clips the back of Corey Paget there. The 2nd of 6 laps into the double left-hander, back onto the tarmac towards the end of the lap, and Ovenden trying to squeeze his way up the inside. Get off, says Corey Paget. He almost flicks him sideways there. Around the final right-hander, past the paddock entrance. Checker flag will be out at that point after 6 laps. It's through the left into another lap this time. Into lap 3. Ovenden closer again. Race between these two. McAlpine looking on further back, and Holly Woolley completing the field in the black car. Resident in the USA. her Rallycross debut this year, and Ovenden again all over Paget. He's got a good run here, coming out of turn 2 there, and he goes through, retakes the lead. A great duel here in the Cooper Tyres junior final. But Paget back up the inside into the hairpin. This is going to be tight, absolutely together as they come through, and Paget retakes it. Ovenden goes wide. This could allow Tyler McAlpine in for second place here in the other white Swift with the single black stripe. Out towards the jump they go. Over the top goes Corey Paget. Can he hang on for his first A final victory? Through the chicane, then on down the, well, it's not really a back straight, is it, with these chicanes in the middle, and into the double left-hander. Paget's hanging on by just a few feet there. It's a few inches now because Ovenden seems to be stronger through there. Closes back up again towards the right-hander, completing the lap. Into lap 4 they go, and Ovenden tries again. Paget trying to pull away as they go down this fairly long tarmac straight up towards turn 1. McAlpine looking on for third. Woolley further back in 4th place. I'm sure Owen Robbins fairly frustrated here. He'd love to be involved in this battle. The West Countryman defending his junior championship this year, and the leaders side by side again. Ovenden trying to go all the way around the outside at turn 2. He'll have the inside line for the right-hander onto the loose, and he goes through once again. Down into the hairpin here. Paget lunges up the inside. Can he get the car stopped inside? Ovenden's going to be on the outside line for the hairpin. There's a bit of rubbing in there. Rubbing's racing, as they say, and Paget takes it up again. This is great racing from the juniors. Chasing hard in third is McAlpine. He could still capitalise if anything goes wrong for the two ahead of him. Oh, he's made a mistake there. He's fallen off the edge of the jump there, Tyler McAlpine. That's rather spoiled his chances. Supposed to go over the top, not round it. Speaking of going round, Will Ovenden trying to go round Corey Paget there into the left-hander. There's possibly a bit of contact there. Paget goes wide. They're side by side again. Back up the inside goes Ovenden. They lead on each other, and Will Ovenden emerges in the lead once again. I can hardly keep up with this. This is great racing. The first A final of the season. Over the line they go. Will Ovenden, the man from Kent, leads the way. Paget in second place, began his junior rallycross career 2 years ago with a Nissan Micra. Seen Vauxhall Corsa for Amy Baines and VW Lupo a couple of times out in this class as well, and bash Paget into the back of Ovenden there. Well, Blighton has been known to stage a few stock car race meetings in the past, but this is rallycross, not stock car racing. Over the loose they come. Paget trying again. He hits the back of Ovenden. There's a bit of needle creeping into this. They lean on each other again, and Paget back into the lead. Ovenden won't be too happy there, I don't think. Try again as they swing their way through towards the jump. Over the top they go. Ovenden trying to get alongside, but it's Paget who has it. We're on the penultimate lap now, this Cooper Tyres Junior A final. Through the chicane, a few of the cones have been knocked askew there. They're really trying, these young racers. Tyler McAlpine recovering after his mistake at the jump last time through, and up the inside goes Ovenden. He goes through, forces his way down the inside, the left-hander. Paget fights back again. He's collected a cone there coming through the left-hander. Gets rid of that from under his front bumper as we go through to start the final lap. This is going to go right down to the wire, this first junior final of the season. Juniors are eligible, of course, for the overall championship when all the points from all the classes are added together at the end of the year. Saw Luke Constantine win the overall title a couple of years ago. Has Paget caused a bit of damage? Possibly got the front bumper caught up in his steering there. No, he's got a straw bale with him. There it goes. That was what was slowing him down slightly, and that could have cost him his chance there. He's battered and bruised Suzuki Swift. Look at the state of Corey Paget's car. But in rallycross, you keep going unless your car is completely incapable of forward motion. We've seen cars finish races on 3 wheels in the past. Absolutely frantic here from the youngsters. There's Holly Woolley at the back of the field. Normally resident in America, making her debut today. Quite a way behind, but learning all the time. It's going to be Will Ovenden to take the first A final of the season. He's pulled clear of the battered and bruised machine of Corey Paget. The yellow flag out there at the penultimate corner. I suspect that's for debris on the track caused by these two battling, but Will Ovenden comes in to take the race victory by a clear margin in the end over Corey Paget. What a battle between those two. Paget's all over the dirt there on the outside as he takes the flag, and third goes to Tyler McAlpine. A great race there between Will Ovenden and Corey Paget for the victory. McAlpine third, and Holly Woolley has missed the jump altogether on the final lap. I said earlier, he's supposed to go over it, not round it. Will Ovenden taking the win by just over 2.5 seconds in the end after a terrific fight with Corey Paget. And third place going to Tyler McAlpine. Holly Woolley further back in fourth, and Owen Robbins didn't take the restart after contact on the first corner. He suffered broken steering, not the start to his title defence that he wanted in the Cooper Tyres Junior category.
Bah, you had to fight for that one, didn't you? Tell us a little bit about what happened out on track in your final there.
Well, that was a frantic final session.
Yeah.
Corey was pushing me all race.
Yeah.
Me and him battling to the end, and both of us really wanted that win. And it was anyone's race at that point.
You both really fought for that. I know it was a bit of a nerve-wracking one because you had to rerun because somebody came off, unfortunately. So you had a great lead in that one as well, and then to go back to the start and have to do it again must be pretty frustrating.
Yeah, it was quite frustrating, but I made sure that I was going to get that start and try my best to do the exact same thing. But this time I had all the pressure from Corey, and it was a brilliant race. I enjoyed every second of that.
Onto the All Tool UK and AVO Suspension Modified category. Quartet of cars in the entry for the first event of the second season for the new Modified category. Hat-trick of wins in the heats for James Avison in the Ford Focus, and he is clear at the front of this A final as we join it at the end of lap 3. One of the 4 cars sadly failing to start after problems in the heats. Rob Tinto with his Ford Puma not making it out. In second place it's Alan Laidler at the wheel of the Citroën Saxo, the former production class runner, having upgraded his car. And in third place was Steve Gaunt at the wheel of his Clio, but in the background there pulling off into the paddock. Problems for the Renault Clio, unfortunately, so we're down to just 2 runners in the All Tool UK and AVO Suspension Modified category final. James Avison all set for a maximum 3 heat wins and an A final, unless Alan Laidler in the Saxo can catch him, and there's quite a gap between them on track at the moment as the Focus goes up towards the jump. Laidler chasing in second, and he spins it out. Oh dear, Alan Laidler. More power under his right foot this year. The modified category bridging the gap between production and super modified. Alan Laidler managing to rejoin, but he's well behind in second place now. Only 2 cars left running. Onto the final lap then. James Avison in the clear. 3 heat wins earlier on, and he is heading for victory in the Ford Focus, the All Tool UK and AVO Suspension Modified class. Out of the final corner, Avison comes in to take the win, well clear of the recovered Saxo of Alan Laidler. Last year's champion, of course, was Max Weatherly in his Suzuki Swift. Hopefully we'll see him out later this year. Alan Laidler is still going at the wheel of the Saxo. Comes in for second place, but it's a win for James Avison by over 30 seconds in the end after that mistake on lap 4 by Alan Laidler. Stephen Gaunt to retirement midway through, and Rob Tinto's Ford Puma unfortunately had problems in the heats. The former national super rod racer on the short ovals, if I remember rightly. It's James Avison who takes a dominant victory in the modified class.
James, that looks exciting.
Yes.
Why are you in a different category? Tell me a bit more.
So last year I started in production, as it was my first year in Rallycross. I've been in oval sport for like 20 years. Now I come do Rallycross as a kid, watched it. And it's just about stepping up through the stages. So this year modified, next year
Who knows?
who knows,
Yeah,
so
that's it.
moving up through the categories.
So same car as last year?
Same cars last year, just at the moment fitted the limited slip diff to the gearbox. And we've got an engine being, well, I'm building an engine, but it's not quite ready yet. So.
Yeah, one thing at a time, eh?
Yeah, one to get time. Nothing like last minute prep. Like
That's it. Didn't you fit something else yesterday as well?
Well, we painted it last week because the first paint colour went wrong. It got sign written Friday, and then we were still fitting the gearbox yesterday afternoon. I think we finished around 4 o'clock.
Awesome.
Nice.
It's like 3 months work in the last week, isn't it, before the first event?
Yeah,
That's
nothing
usually
like lastminute.com.
Awesome. But it looked to be going really well. Was that making a good difference for you then?
It 100% makes a lot of difference. I was a bit dubious about, because I see in a close season that Steve Gaunt had put cams and had ECU. I've got that, but I just haven't fitted it yet. So hopefully we'll go a little bit quicker.
That's it. Well, he's a hot contender out there, isn't he? Unfortunately, I think he's had an issue this afternoon. But this car looked to be going really, really well. So.
Yeah, it did feel like it was on rails. I've got rows well, the Roselink suspension for it to go on it as well, so it's not even really set up yet.
It's going to be a bit of a weapon by round 2, right?
Hopefully, yeah, in Pembury.
Awesome. Well, hopefully there's more of this to come then. Some winning interviews for you. Well done.
Thank you.
It was awesome to watch. See you in round 2.
And see you in round 2. Thank you.
Well, a pretty dominant display by James Avison in his Ford Focus today, looking for his first championship this year, following up that great race in the junior category earlier on. Things certainly looking up here at Blyton Park in round 1 of the 2022 Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship. And now we move on to the AS Performance Super Modified category. Good entry of 10 cars here for this event today. It was a hat-trick for Bleasdale, a familiar name at the top of the charts, but not reigning champion Jason Bleasdale. He's currently building a new car. Brother Darren driving the Vauxhall VX220, in which Jason won the overall championship last season, and he takes the lead at the start of the AS Performance Super Modified A final, leading the way ahead of Fred Ling at the wheel of his Ford Fiesta ST150. Third place as they head out into the country for the first time is Alan Crockett at the wheel of his Vauxhall Corsa. So Jason Bleasdale hopefully will see his new VX220 out later this year. He took the overall title but didn't win the Super Modified class, because due to the quirk of the rules in the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship, if you win the overall title you can't also win your category title. So the Super Modified champion from last year was Phil Chicken at the wheel of his Citroen C2, and he's a bit further down this field. It's Darren Bleasdale, who raced in the BMW Minis last season, leads the way. Fred Ling up there in second place, the ex-autocross racer, at the wheel of his fast but often fragile Fiesta in second place. We head out into the second lap. Third place behind them, it is Alan Crockett in the Corsa, somewhere in the dust. Then Darren Scott at the wheel of his Citroen C2, the similar car of Phil Chicken further behind him. So down this field we've got Todd Crooks in the black and green BMW Mini. There he is. Bleasdale continues to lead as we head into lap 4. Ling still second, the leader's fairly strung out now. Proof that whichever of the Bleasdale brothers is at the wheel of the Vauxhall VX220, it is uncatchable. It was unbeaten in Super Modified last year. Phil Chicken's collected a road cone somewhere there, stuck under his front bumper. Through the hairpin goes the Vauxhall, chased by Fred Ling. Oh, and Fred Ling comes to a stop at the hairpin there. Has he got bogged down in the mud on the outside, or has there been some sort of problem? We said that Fiesta was a bit fragile, but it looks like once again Fred Ling is out of the race. The rest of the pack stream by him. There's Todd Crooks in the BMW Mini. Further back in the field there, former overall champion Gary Cook in the Honda Civic, the Loughborough College car. It's Bleasdale who still leads the way. So it'll be Alan Crockett up to second now in the Corsa. And Darren Scott, Todd Crooks and Phil Chicken. The car didn't take the start in this one. Former overall champion Dale Ford with his new Vauxhall Corsa. Had some problems in the heats earlier on. The cars present today, Michelle Swallow making a return to action in her Porsche Boxster, the pink Porsche, not making the final unfortunately, and also Chris Wheeler in his Citroen DS3. We saw him out in the modified class last season, now in Super Modified. There's Darren Scott in the Citroen C2, chased by Todd Crooks, lifting a wheel there through the left-hander in his BMW Mini. So they battle for third place. Then it's Phil Chicken, the reigning AS Performance Super Modified champion. Alan Crockett's giving chase to Darren Bleasdale, but he's not catching the VX220. Todd Crooks nearly coming to a dead stop there on the inside of the hairpin. Very tricky to get through there. Maybe a dry day today, but there has been some poor weather in the run-up to this event. Contrast this with the pre-season test day here at Blyton a few weeks ago when the track was virtually underwater. Away goes Darren Bleasdale, picking up where his brother left off last year. We see Darren make it back-to-back overall championships for the brothers, who knows? When do we see them out together in a pair of these Vauxhall coupes? Doesn't look much like a rallycross car, but very effective, very fast in a straight line, the X220. Alan Crockett in second place from Northern Ireland. And in third place, Darren Scott's now in the Citroen C2. Brooks in fourth place. Chicken further back in fifth. Lost Gary Cook, unfortunately, in the Honda. Also, we saw Fred Ling drop out. There's his car stranded at the hairpin. Dale Ford, Chris Wheeler and Michelle Swallow, unfortunately, not making it into the final. Over the top goes Darren Bleasdale, he's heading for victory. There's Gary Cook's car abandoned at the chicane. The Loughborough College Honda Civic. There's 3 corners to go now. Darren Bleasdale is continuing the family's winning run. Stretches back to the beginning of 2021 in the AS Performance Super Modified category. A dominant win for Darren Bleasdale. Going in for second place, you'll see Alan Crockett, then Darren Scott. There's the Citroen C2. So should be Todd Crooks, I thought, but he's had a moment somewhere. And Phil Chicken coming through for 4th place. Whether Crooks had a problem at the hairpin, I'm not too sure there. Phil Chicken comes over in 4th position. And then the BMW Mini of Todd Crooks should be the final finisher. He makes it home. Win for Darren Bleasdale then by nearly 8.5 seconds in the end, with Darren Scott a further 5 seconds back in the Citroen C2. The similar car of Phil Chicken, the reigning category champion, in 4th. Then Todd Crooks completing the finishes. We lost Gary Cook and Fred Ling, and Dale Ford failing to make the grid after problems in the heats with the Corsa.
Darren, how are you getting on with this car?
Yeah, it seems to be going
It
well.
seems to be going pretty well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think
Amazing.
I'm more shocked than you used, to be honest.
Amazing drive. I mean, obviously, your brother's had some success with this
yeah.
vehicle, so we know it's
Bit of
good.
pressure on me,
yeah, a bit of pressure there to keep the family trophies going, but you're managing it so far. Good start to the season.
Yeah.
I mean, this must be a completely different beast to the Mini, right?
Oh yeah, it's totally different. It's just crazy to like the power ratio and everything, and
yeah,
sliding
I
everywhere.
mean,
It's
everything,
just-
the wheelbase, everything
yeah,
is just completely different.
That's
isn't
why
it?
I'm shocked that I've jumped in it, and I haven't had much time running in it really.
No.
Done one little test, and to jump in it and be on the pace and winning, I'm well happy, really happy.
Fantastic. Well, no pressure now, but you've got to continue that.
Yeah.
But are you planning a full season again as well?
Full season, yeah.
Fantastic.
Much seat time as I can.
Brilliant.
Loving it. Absolutely
What's
amazing.
Jason's plans?
I think he's developing a new one. He's
Yeah.
got a new car. It's a few little tweaks need doing to it, but I think he should be out, and we'll go head to head.
I know. Well, that's going to be definitely interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now we move on to the 4x4s, the Cooper Tyres Production 4x4 Championship to be precise. 3 cars out there, 2 Subaru Imprezas and 1 Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4. That's being driven by Tomas Ramanauskas, the Lithuanian driver. He won 2 of the heats earlier on. Former champion Paul Davis won the other. It's Davis who leads the A final. Ramanauskas in 2nd place and Chris Baker in 3rd place. The other runner in the category this weekend. No sign of the reigning champion, unfortunately. Dan Beattie won the title for the 2nd time last season, but not out at this round. Paul Davis in the Subaru Impreza leads the way. Traditionally, Subaru Imprezas have been the numerically dominant car in the Cooper Tyres Production 4x4 category over the years, with the occasional Mitsubishi. 1 or 2 appearances by Darren Clark's Nissan Pulsar down at Linden Hill as well. See a Mitsubishi out there in the hands of Tomas Ramanauskas has impressed hugely on his debut, winning 2 of the 3 heats. Wipers going in on the Mitsubishi in 2nd place. There's Chris Baker further back in 3rd, still looking for his first A final win in the category. He's impressed over the last couple of years, but has been something of a nearly man. We're into the final lap now, and there's a bit of damage there to Davis's car as he heads through the hairpin. The exhaust's fallen off, dragging underneath the car. Won't slow him down too much, I don't think. Paul Davis looks like he's heading for an A final victory, looking for his latest championship. It's getting very dusty out there over on the loose section of the circuit. A sunny day here in Lincolnshire. There goes the exhaust. The exhaust pipe comes off from underneath the Subaru. Distinctive engine note of the Subaru Impreza, sounding a bit rough on the Davis car now, but he's going to make it home to take the victory. The number 11 Subaru, the former category champion, up towards the final corner. It's a win for Paul Davis in the Cooper Tyres Production 4x4 Championship A final. Good drive by Paul. Good debut for Tomas Ramanauskas with a pair of heat wins, finishing just over 5 seconds back on the Subaru, and Chris Baker 8 seconds back on the winner. So fairly close between the 3 runners there in our Cooper Tyres Production 4x4 A final. Hopefully we'll see entries rise in that category as the season goes on.
Paul, that looked like hard work. Were you having fun?
I was having fun, yeah. It's a long time coming. Last year's been not a great year, but hopefully this year's starting better.
Absolutely. A few little niggles last year. That car looked to be running awesome today. Any issues, or has it been faultless?
No, pretty much faultless.
Perfect start to the season then, right?
Indeed, absolutely.
So, third in the season last year overall in your class. Missing your friend Dan this year, I'm sure. There's no tussles with him this time, unfortunately, but that's going to leave a little bit of room for you to hopefully have a bit of a battle with Thomas and Chris Baker.
Absolutely.
It looks quite exciting out there. It looks like you've got some competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Thomas is very quick.
Yeah.
Chris is just betting in a new engine, so we can expect more from him.
That sounds like a warning to yourself there, doesn't it?
Yeah, so hopefully it still holds together and keeps performing.
Fantastic. Well, we wish you the best of luck. It's brilliant to see you back.
Thank you.
And good luck in the next round.
Good to be back, and the sun shines here too.
Awesome. You brought the sun as well.
All right.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Cheers.
We move on next to the Bone Street Autos BMW Mini Championship. Now, they ran as a category within the Super Modifieds last year, a standalone class for 2022. They get underway, heading down towards the first corner. It's side by side between Andy Hawkes and Nick Abbott. They won the heats between them. Bradley Turner in the blue and orange car coming through into second place. It is Andy Hawkes, the reigning BMW Mini champion, won their subclass effectively last season within the Super Modified class, but a standalone series this year. Nick Abbott side by side with young Abby McGuinness, the former mini stocks racer from the short ovals, up there in fourth place. The field completed by a pair of rookies, Rhys Wyeth and Harvey Harmon, at the back of the field. Bradley Turner challenging our race leader Andy Hawkes. He won heats 1 and 3 in the Hawkes Fire sponsored car. Nick Abbott's the winner of Heat 2 in the David Bell Rallycross run. Car in third place, the familiar white, red and blue colours. David Bell, of course, the reigning Clubman 4x4 champion, his four-wheel drive mini Clubman. See them out in subsequent rounds. The Clubman 4x4s don't race at Blighton. There is the Bell Rallycross run car of Nick Abbott in third place, trying to challenge for second, but it's Andy Hawkes out in front. Many members of the Hawkes family have raced Rallycross, particularly in BMW Minis over the last few years. Somebody running wide onto the grass there at the back of the field. Who was that? That was number 20, Harvey Harmon, one of our newcomers running at the back. Learning as they go. Good entry point into Rallycross, the BMW Minis. Identical 1600cc engine cars. There's one of our newcomers, Rhys Wyeth, number 19. Chasing hard in the Artica-sponsored machine on the tail of Abby McGuinness, one of the leading ladies of the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship in the Norfolk Salvage and CJ Overy-sponsored number 614 car. Started a career on the short ovals before moving on up into Rallycross. Similar career path to her old rival Owen Robbins, you see in the juniors. Bradley Turner is closing on our race leader. This is a good run by the number 6 car, just clipping a cone there on the inside. And again, somebody clips a cone on that corner just about every lap, it seems. Into lap 3. Hawkes and Turner pulling away slightly from the rest of the BMW Minis here. Heading down towards turn 1. Third place looks like McGuinness has come through there, battling with Nick Abbott. McGuinness, yes, third in the red car. Through turn 2, and Andy Hawkes, a little bit of understeer there. Do take a fairly deft hand to handle the BMW Minis. Of course, Todd Crook's car in the Super Modifieds, as the name suggests, a much more modified example of this car. Similar colour scheme to Andy Hawkes, who's leading this one. Bradley Turner closing all the time. He's on his tail there as they head over the infield loose section. Side by side for third. Nick Abbott trying to go around the outside of Abby McGuinness in the 614. Up over the jump they go. Bradley Turner now all over Andy Hawkes for the lead. Through the back section of the circuit up towards the double left. Less than a car length in it between the two leads. Good racing here from the BMW Minis, their first standalone final. Up towards the fourth lap. The reigning BMW Mini category champion. He starts off with a perfect defence to his title. He was beaten in Heat 2 by Nick Abbott, looking for a hat-trick of victories, including the 8th. close here, and now well and truly nose to tail over the infield section. He hits the back of Andy Hawkes there, Bradley Turner, nearly spun him around. Good save by Andy Hawkes there. As they head up and over the top this time. Meantime, Abby McGuinness under fire from Nick Abbott, and also joining in there for good measure is Rhys Wyeth. Through the double left-hander. Hawkes has recovered well. He's actually increased his lead a little there. Towards the right-hander to start the penultimate lap. It's good stuff. Battle is on for third. Abbott trying to get back ahead of Abby McGuinness. She's got a big future ahead of her in the sport of rallycross, the junior graduate. Chased by Abbott, then in 5th place behind them is Rhys Wyeth. Further back is Harvey Harman. Turner closes up again. He seems stronger in this loose surface section, and Abby McGuinness gets punted there by Nick Abbott, almost going to a dead stop going into the hairpin. The track does cut up quite badly there, and I think Abbott may have got through into 3rd place. Over the top go the leaders. You can see that Bradley Turner getting blasted with mud there from the race leader Andy Hawkes, probably struggling to see where he's going. The mud on his windscreen. It's not as dry as it looks on that infield section. Round to start the final lap of the Bone Street Autos BMW Mini A Final, a new sponsor for the category for this year. Let's see so many new sponsors coming on board with the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship this year. Plenty of support from the likes of Cooper Tyres and AVO Suspension. Plenty of new sponsors on board as well. Leaders on their final lap now. Can Bradley Turner find a way through? Turner runs a little bit wide there. He's onto the deeper section of the mud there, through towards the hairpin. He's going to try and go around the outside. Can he get the car stopped? Yes, swings it back to the inside. Andy Hawkes has the line covered. Still sort out taking place behind. Looks like Rhys Wyeth is through to 4th. He's got ahead of Abby McGuinness. Bit of a sort out at the hairpin last time through. Nick Abbott's up to 3rd and going after the 2 leaders. It might be too late for him to catch these 2 now. There's Abbott in the background. He won't catch Hawkes and Turner. It's the last couple of corners now. Can Bradley Turner find a way through on the tarmac? I don't think he's quite going to do it. It's going to be close, but it looks like Andy Hawkes is going to start off the defence of his BMW Mini title with the victory. Here he comes over the line. Andy Hawkes wins it. 2nd goes to Bradley Turner, and 3rd is Nick Abbott. Great to see who's going to come through for 4th. Will it be Rhys Wyeth or will it be Abby McGuinness? Over the lights, McGuinness, who comes through for 4th position. Rhys Wyeth briefly up to 4th. There's Harvey Harman, who will complete the finishers. The win for Andy Hawkes by 1 second ahead of Bradley Turner, with Nick Abbott a further couple of seconds back in 3rd. Abby McGuinness came through for 4th position ahead of newcomer Rhys Wyeth, and Harvey Harman completing the 6 finishers in our Bone Street Autos BMW Mini category A final. Good racing from them.
Andy, I'd say that was hard work, but looking at your face, I think you probably already know that.
Brad was pushing me really hard.
He really was.
Really hard, but I was in front, and unless I made a mistake, it wasn't going to get past, so just had to keep it steady. And good start to the championship.
Yeah,
see if we can win it again.
That's it, yeah, because you won your class
last year. Yeah.
So we're back for another one.
Another one.
Yeah, so
hopefully.
we just need to keep a few of those minis off your tail.
Yeah, they're all getting quicker though. They're all getting younger as well. So.
Well, this is it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that was hard fought. Well done.
Hard work. Good weekend. 2 wins, a DNF, but it happens, and the final win. So over the moon.
Some great racing from the production 4x4s and the BMW Minis, and wonderful to see some new talent emerging in both classes as well. New drivers always welcomed and encouraged in the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship, and great to see new drivers coming into action all the time here in 2022. Now we get ready for the A final in the production category, sponsored by SG Haulage and AVO Suspension. Carl Jarvis in his blue Citroen Saxo and Charlie Maroney in the orange and grey version were the heat winners. Charlie Maroney taking heats 2 and 3, so he starts on pole. Away they go, Saxos, 106s, Clios and 206s in this field for this 6-lap race. Into the first turn, Charlie Maroney it is who takes the lead, but a spin there for one of the Saxos. That was Dan Pollard. He's been collected by Daniel Cofield in the Peugeot 206. The front bumper comes off the Saxo. That's delayed a couple of the fancied runners in this race. Dan Pollard qualified through the B final, coming through in the back of the grid. Certainly jockeying for position here into the hairpin. It's Charlie Maroney with the lead ahead of Carl Jarvis, and almost 3 wide there in the dust for third position. Mark Finch in the Renault Clio is in there. Used to race in the classic category with the Fiesta. He's in third place as they head over the jump for the first time. It's Charlie Maroney who leads the way. Carl Jarvis up there in second in the blue and yellow Saxo, then Finch in third. One of our newcomers in fourth place, Darrell Ambrose, with his Peugeot 106 GTI. And then the B final winner is in there somewhere as well. That's Kai Mannering with his Peugeot 106, the Welshman. Next round on his home circuit at Pembrey in South Wales. Maroney leads the way then with his first A final victory. Hopefully those two cars involved in the tangle further back, Dan Cofield and Dan Pollard, have been able to get going again. Cofield, one of our newcomers. There's Dan Pollard in what's left of his Citroën Saxo, up alongside the 401 of Charlie Titcombe, the junior rallycross graduate, with the white Saxo there. He's got back ahead of him, passing his own front bumper, lying on the track there. They head onto the loose section once again. There's Kai Mannering, who qualified by winning the B final. Up the inside there, attacking Darrell Ambrose. That's the battle for third place. Top two in the B final, qualifying for the back of the A final grid. Good side-by-side battle between the two Peugeots there. Bad luck to Ryan Green in his Ford Fiesta, the only man to not qualify for the A final. It's the top 8 drivers in this one. It was a 9-car field, so sadly someone had to miss out, and that was Ryan Green. Hopefully he'll be back out at Pembrey for the next round. Maroney and Jarvis still clear at the front of the pack as they head round to complete their second lap. Maroney continuing to pull away from Carl Jarvis as the race progresses. It's a good drive by Charlie Maroney. Certainly no mistaking who's driving that car. Some very big window stickers on that car. Looks like a few problems for Dan Cofield at the wheel of the Peugeot 206. Possibly some damage from the first corner contretemps. Into the final lap now goes Charlie Maroney. He's well clear of Carl Jarvis at the front. Going on for third place, somebody running very wide there. That, I think, was Kai Mannering. Carl Jarvis almost being caught by Darrell Ambrose now, so the battle has closed up behind, but Ambrose made a mistake going into turn one there, ran out wide, and Carl Jarvis made a mistake there, running very wide into the cones. Heading for the Autograss circuit there here at Blyton. Darrell Ambrose on his tail in the Peugeot. Of the 205 GTI wheels on that car. Kai Mannering, the B final winner, able to close up as well, and Charlie Titcombe. Dan Pollard still going behind, as is Mark Finch, who slipped back in the Clio. Over the top they go, but it's all for second place. Well clear at the front is Charlie Maroney, who's going to take the first SG haulage and AVO suspension production A final victory of the season. Seen several production drivers take the overall title in recent years. Could Charlie be the latest of them? He comes out of the final corner, takes the checkered flag, and the win goes to Charlie Maroney. He's certainly pleased with that one, finishing well clear of the battling pair of Carl Jarvis and Darrell Ambrose. Next behind them, Kai Mannering and Charlie Titcombe, and then the remains of Daniel Pollard's car after that contact on the first corner, leaving his front bumper as a souvenir for the marshals. Credit to all the marshals here at Blyton. We couldn't go racing without the Orange family. And struggling there towards the end of the race, Mark Finch dropping back in the Clio. He did make it to the line though. Charlie Maroney the winner by over 7 seconds. Carl Jarvis just beating Darrell Ambrose home for second place. And Kai Mannering coming through from towards the back to take fourth ahead of Charlie Titcombe. Dan Pollard, after that first corner problem, finishing in 6th. Then Mark Finch struggling with the Clio in the latter stages, took 7th. And Dan Cofield finished a lap down in 8th place.
Yeah, that was a really good drive.
Thank you.
You're beaming, so it looks like you had a good time.
Yeah, I've had the best day.
Yeah,
honestly, the best day.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, perfect weather and a good day out racing. So you can't beat that, can you?
How do you find it around Blyton? Because it's an interesting track, isn't it?
It's tricky and technical, isn't it? But I think once you get to grips with it and you realise you need to slow down for bits instead of flying through bits, then I think you can get the hang of it. So yeah.
Well, whatever you've done, it's working clearly.
Perfect, yeah, this time anyway.
So I think production overall last year you were 8th. So
Yeah.
we're going to climb a few places this year.
I'm going to try and stay up the top somewhere. Yeah, it'd be nice.
That'd be wicked.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, consistency is key, and you did have some of that last year, really. So hopefully, we'll see you up there.
Perfect. Speak to you more often, hopefully.
Awesome.
Now on to the pre-1995 Classic A finals. New sponsor for them this year, Melius UK, and 3 different heat winners as well. In pole position is Heat 1 winner Lee Wood with his lovely Mark II Escort. Alongside him, Richard Moroney with his Escort Cosworth, the winner of Heat 2, and Dave Crockett, the winner of Heat 3 in the Vauxhall Chevette on the outside. But it's Mark Jones making a super start from the second row in the Toyota MR2, and the Welshman takes the lead into the first corner. Not the best of starts at all by Lee Wood. He's dropping back. The B final winner is up there as well in the green Peugeot. That's Jamie McBain, qualified by winning the B final. Second behind him was Luke Cozier, the Barbados driver in the BMW Compact, and Lee Wood really made a mess of his start there. He's dropped right back down the order. He's behind McBain now into the hairpin, but it is Mark Jones who, as we've seen so often before, leads the way ahead of Richard Moroney, looking for a family double here after Charlie's victory in the production class. Crockett in 3rd place, then McBain in his Peugeot 205 up there into 4th position. Beautifully body-kitted machine, that one. First 4 pulling away slightly. It's Luke Cozier in 5th place, one of 3 drivers from the Barbados-based Bimmer Cup series to come over to race in the UK this year. Lee Wood has dropped behind him. Behind them, Thomas Edmonds in his Vauxhall Corsa in the 7-car field. One non-starter to this race, John Cross in the Lancia Stratos replica, sadly had problems earlier on, didn't take the start. Bain and Luke Cozier coming through the B final. Bain closing up on Crockett now for 3rd place. Having a look there at turn 1 at the back of the Vauxhall Chevette. The other drivers here today, the drivers who didn't make it through from the B final, Greg Cozier and Natia Sodin, the other 2 Barbados drivers in their BMWs, Andy Reid in his Corsa, and Helen Crooks, the reigning Classic Mini champion. Jamie McBain having a great go here around the outside of Dave Crockett and pulls ahead up into 3rd place. Gets a bit of a bash there from the Chevette as they head through the dust out towards the jump. McBain sideways there. They'll be side by side over the jump. Lee Wood recovering is up behind them. He's got past Luke Cozier's BMW. It's Mark Jones out front in the MR2. Made a great start to this race. Very quick off the line as always, the Toyota. Had a few troubles in last year's series. It was Vince Bristow who took the title in his BMW, although Mr. Sideways not out at this round. Hopefully see him later this year. Racing hard, Richard Moroney up there in 2nd place, looking for a family double. McBain running wide there onto the dirt down the straight. That will allow Dave Crockett to close back up. Another absentee in this round, David Ewan. Being springtime, he's very busy on his farm up in Cumbria. We'll see him out with the Fiesta Evo later this year. McBain under fire from Crockett. This is the battle for 3rd place in this Melius UK Limited Classic A final for all pre-95 cars. And attacking there out of the hairpin, Richard Moroney, and he's going through. Good move by the Escort there up into the lead. Up over the jump, Richard Moroney leads the way. Mark Jones trying to take the lead back again as they head through the dust clouds, through towards the chicane, and Jones has lost it. Mark Jones spins out in the MR2, a rare mistake from Mark there, so Moroney now clear up. What's happened to McBain? He's missed the chicane altogether. I don't know what happened there, whether something's broken on the Peugeot, I'm not sure. Well, Richard Moroney probably wondering where everybody else has gone behind him there, keeping his head while on this lap, seemingly all around him are losing theirs. Mark Jones went spinning out, and Jamie McBain going off at the chicane. Missed the chicane out completely. Mark Jones has got going again. I'm not sure if McBain has. That's Dave Crockett up into 2nd place now. There's McBain, who has got the Peugeot going again, but I think might be a lap down. No, he is still up there ahead of Lee Wood. The Peugeot is damaged. You can see front and rear damage to the 205 there. He is on the lead lap, but clearly struggling. Richard Moroney isn't struggling. Well, his son Charlie won the production class earlier on. Are we going to see a family double here? The orange Escort in the clear. Tom Edmonds still going in the Corsa further back. Lee Wood now back up into 3rd place in his Mark II Escort. McBain has stopped, I think, there in the background, coming out. That's coming out of the hairpin. And the Peugeot could be out of it. Great shame, he was going well until he inexplicably straight-lined the chicane. I'm not sure what was going on there, whether he's damaged the underside of the Peugeot 205. Well, he's still trying to keep it moving. Look at the state of that car. It's a shame for the body-kitted 205 GTI. It's Maroney in the clear ahead of Crockett now. Turns 1 and 2. Just over a lap and a half to go here at Blyton Park in this Melius UK Limited Classic A final. Lee Wood in the beautiful Mark II Escort up there in third, the motor-equipped livery car, evoking memories of John Welch, Mark Lloyd and company from back in the early 80s. Maroney sideways there through the right-handed hairpin for the penultimate time. Shame we haven't got John Cross out there as well in the Stratos. Barring any mechanical failure, it's as though Richard Maroney has got this one sewn up. Who knows what would have happened if Mark Jones hadn't had what is for him a rare spin. The Escort does look slightly down on the right rear corner, just putting a wheel off the track there. He's in the clear going into his final lap. Jamie McBain has stopped in the Peugeot. I'm sure. Dave Crockett up there in second place in the Chevette. More famous as a rally car, the Vauxhall Chevette HSE, the dealer team Vauxhall cars, the likes of Pentia Ricola and Jimmy McRae, among others. Maroney heading for victory. Through the hairpin for the last time. Slides it out. Crockett and Wood struggling a bit with the very cut-up surface at the hairpin. Tom Edmonds up behind them now in fourth. Mark Jones is fifth in the MR2, wondering what might have been had he not spun. Well, they're not going to catch Richard Maroney. Here he comes. Just a couple of corners to go now. Cones flying all over the place in the background. In the Melius UK Pre-95 Classic A final. It's going to be a family double for the Maroneys. Charlie the winner in production, and now Richard a winner in the Classics. Well done, Richard Maroney, taking the win by a clear margin. Dave Crockett just holds off Lee Wood to the line. Fourth place goes to Tom Edmonds in the Corsa. And here comes a rather dejected Mark Jones ahead of Luke Cozier in the BMW Compacts. He'll come over in sixth place. So the win goes to Richard Maroney by over 4.5 seconds. Dave Crockett just holding off Lee Wood by less than half a second for second place. Lee Wood left ruining his poor start. Fourth place for Tom Edmonds ahead of the recovered Mark Jones. He held off Luke Cozier to the line. Jamie McBain did get to the finish line, also got a penalty for missing the chicane, finishing a lap down.
What a drive, that looked like loads of fun.
It was in the end, and I was worried when I went out because Charlie won his final.
No pressure, right?
And I was under a bit of pressure to try and do, well, even try to do what he'd done.
Well, you were doing very well to keep up with Mark, who unfortunately I think spun out. And
Yeah.
opened that door for you, and you just didn't let anybody
No, but then once I got clear air, I was enjoying it then, and I was going for it. So whatever he can do, Charlie, I can do better.
Right, well, you've said that on camera now, so it's official.
Yeah.
And we'll hold you to it.
That's it. Yeah.
Lovely, well, we'll see you at the next round then.
Lovely.
Well
All
done.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Well, that just about wraps up the action from here at round one of the 2022 Autosport International BTRDA Clubmen's Rallycross Championship here at Blyton Park. Join us in a few weeks' time for round two at Pembrey. This programme is dedicated to the memory of Mr. Mike Soanes, the BTRDA Rallycross chairman, who sadly passed away shortly after this event. We extend our condolences to his family and many friends in the sport.